Just when I was hoping to have a calm day, nope. Hello, my friend, Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your number one source for everything It Ends With Us saga. Justin Baldoni's lawyer is so much richer today than just 6 months ago. A lot richer. He has been keeping Brian Friedman, his lawyer, more than busy. Earlier today, in New York federal court, Baldoni filed a lawsuit against his former publicist, Stephanie Jones. Let's work our way through this. Baldoni used to be repped by Stephanie Jones's company, Jones Work PR. Working at Steph Jones's company was his lead publicist, Jen Abel. Jen Abel and Stephanie Jones had a very bitter breakup, professionally. According to reports, Steph Jones had gotten word that Jen Abel was getting ready to leave and start her own PR agency. She tried to get her to stay, that didn't work out, and then one day, all hell broke loose when she got fired. I'll detail exactly what happened in a moment, but in his just filed complaint, Baldoni alleges that Steph Jones maliciously leaked Jen Abel's text messages to Blake Lively's team, and thus ensuing all the legal drama that I have been covering now for months. Remember, it was actually Steph Jones who filed the very first lawsuit in everything related to the It Ends With Us saga. Back in December, before Blake No Receipts Lively sued Baldoni, Steph Jones sued him for breach of contract amongst other claims. Steph Jones alleges that she had a year-long agreement with Baldoni to represent him and Wayfarer Studios, his production company. And she wants the rest of her money. The latest lawsuit paints Stephanie Jones as growing increasingly paranoid and rattled by negative press about her. Press that covered an exodus of clients that were leaving her company and that described her as an erratic screamer. The complaint claims that Steph Jones, who was relying on a psychic, started to plan a revenge campaign against Baldoni and Jen Abel as they both announced their plans to exit Jones Works. So, Jen Abel had announced that she was leaving. 2 days before her planned final day, she went into the office where she was confronted by a physically imposing security guard, a forensic data extraction technical expert, and an attorney sitting at a conference table awash in documents. After being ushered into the conference room, Abel noticed that the security guard was posted just outside its doors, positioned between the conference room and the office entrance, blocking the exit. There, the attorney gestured at the documents and instructed Abel to review and sign them. The attorney stated that Jones Works suspected Abel had retained proprietary information on her personal laptop. Abel was told that Jones Works... Y'all, I'm tired. If I've said Jones Work before and it's Jones Works, so be it. Abel was told that Jones Works would have grounds to sue if she did not allow them access. The complaint alleges that Abel, who was confident that her computer contained no such data, turned over the device. She was pressured to relinquish her phone as well. She agreed so long as they would confirm that Jones Works would immediately release her personal cell phone number, which would enable Jones Works to take possession of the physical device without gaining unrestricted access to its contents. The complaint continues. After express confirmation from the Jones Works chief of staff and attorney that they would release the phone number if she went straight to the Verizon store, Abel handed them the phone and was ushered out of the building as her colleagues watched in disbelief. Jen Abel waited at a nearby Verizon store for Jones Works to release her personal cell phone number. After 4 hours of desperate, unanswered calls, Abel, the publicist, left Verizon in panic and despair. The lawsuit claims she realized Jones, Steph, had double-crossed her in a very serious way. By refusing to release Abel's phone number, Jones Works had usurped her contact information and cut off Abel's access to critical accounts protected by two-factor authentication linked to that phone number. As a result, Jen Abel lost access to her iCloud, including all her text messages, photos, and contacts, bank accounts, utilities, insurance, and virtually every other sensitive account. By contrast, Jones now had unrestricted access to everything stored on Abel's phone. Her text messages, emails, personal photos. In the explosive New York Times article that came out in December, the Times used all of the text messages from Abel's phone, which was seized back in August of 2024. How did the New York Times get that? It was clearly given to them by Team Delulu. The complaint that he just filed alleges that just hours after Jen Abel's phone was seized, the Plantation Princess's publicist, Leslie Sloan, called Melissa Nathan, the crisis PR expert that he had hired. Quote, during that call, Sloan told Nathan that Sloan had seen Nathan's text messages, which could only have come from Abel's phone, and that Nathan should expect to be sued. Jones had turned over the contents of Abel's phone to Lively and her team without a subpoena so they could slice and dice her communications to construct a false narrative about the source of Lively's bad publicity. In turning over these materials to Lively, Jones knew full well that the blowback would engulf not only Abel, but also her clients, Wayfarer and Baldoni. As a result of Jones's malicious scheme, Abel's life has been turned upside down. Her career and reputation have been destroyed. Her private information leaked, and her email inbox and social media pages filled with a daily stream of death threats and abuse. Jones reached out voluntarily to Lively's team, offering what she believed to be ammunition against them. Wielding reams of Abel's private communications, which, with some unscrupulous massaging and creativity, could be sliced, diced, and stripped of context to support a false narrative about them. At the time, an embattled Lively was licking her wounds after a well-publicized series of promotional missteps and off-putting public appearances that resulted in a cascade of negative publicity. In turning over these materials to Lively, Jones knew full well that the blowback would engulf not only Abel and Nathan, but also current Jones Works clients, Wayfarer and Baldoni. And here is the crux of the lawsuit. What Steph Jones did in handing over Jen Abel's text messages violated California labor laws. As for why they left Steph Jones's company, this new lawsuit says, Jones vacillated between insisting they only speak through lawyers and making erratic and deranged threats to sue, demanding exorbitant payment for work not done, and insisting against evidence that she was doing an amazing job. Although they did not yet know how far Jones had taken things, Wayfarer and Baldoni considered her behavior to be a material breach of the agreement and advised Jones that they were terminating at the end of August. As a result of Jones's deliberate and unlawful disclosure of their private information, Wayfarer and Baldoni have been irrevocably harmed. Oh boy, that's a lot. Let's get into it all in the comments section. Thank God the billionaire co-founder of his production company is paying for all these legal bills.